Tsunamis versus mega tsunamis. First, it's important to understand the difference between a regular tsunami and a mega tsunami. Regular tsunamis usually form when the seafloor shifts due to tectonic activity, like an earthquake. This movement displaces water across a wide area of the ocean, generating waves that travel vast distances. They're powerful, but typically their heights are in the tens of feet, not hundreds or thousands. Mega tsunamis, on the other hand, don't need a vast shifting seafloor. Instead, they're triggered by sudden, massive displacements of water caused by landslides, volcanic collapses, or even asteroid impacts. Instead of long, rolling waves, mega tsunamis often create single towering walls of water. Think of the difference this way. A regular tsunami is like ripples spreading across a pond. A mega tsunami is like dropping a boulder into a bathtub. The water doesn't just ripple, it surges violently upward and outward. Giant landslides. When mountains fall into the sea, one of the most common causes of mega tsunamis is massive landslides. When part of a mountain, cliff, or glacier collapses suddenly into the ocean, it displaces millions of tons of water in an instant. The most famous example happened in Lituya Bay, Alaska, in 1958. A powerful earthquake shook loose nearly 90 million tons of rock from a mountainside, plunging it into the narrow bay below. The result was staggering. A wave that reached 1,720 feet high, the tallest tsunami ever recorded in human history. To put that into perspective, that's taller than the Empire State Building. The waves stripped trees and soil off the surrounding mountainsides up to that incredible height. Boats were tossed around like toys, and while only a few people died due to the bay's remote location, the event showed the raw destructive potential of mega tsunamis. This wasn't an isolated case. Geologists have found evidence in places like Hawaii and Norway of ancient landslides that generated massive waves, washing huge boulders far inland and reshaping coastlines. Volcanic eruptions and collapses. Volcanoes are another powerful trigger. They can create mega tsunamis in two ways. Explosive eruptions. If a volcanic eruption is violent enough, it can blow apart part of an island, displacing seawater and creating massive waves. Volcanic flank collapses. Sometimes, entire sides of a volcano become unstable and slide into the ocean. One of the most famous volcanic disasters was Krakatoa in 1883. When the volcano erupted, it generated tsunamis more than 100 feet high, killing over 36,000 people in Indonesia. Some scientists believe that similar collapses on volcanic islands could generate much larger waves, potentially reaching the scale of a mega tsunami. A modern concern is the Cumbre Vieja volcano in the Canary Islands. Scientists have suggested that if its western flank collapsed into the Atlantic Ocean, it could send a massive wave racing outward. Theoretically, this wave could be hundreds of feet high, slamming into Africa, Europe, and even the eastern seaboard of the Americas. While this scenario is hotly debated, it highlights the potential of volcanoes to create devastating mega waves, meteorite and asteroid impacts. Perhaps the most terrifying cause of mega tsunamis is an asteroid impact. If a large asteroid were to slam into the ocean, the energy released would dwarf anything we've ever seen. The impact would instantly vaporize water, throw billions of tons of debris into the atmosphere, and displace unimaginable volumes of seawater, creating waves thousands of feet high. This isn't just speculation. We have evidence from the Chicxulub impact 66 million years ago, the asteroid strike widely believed to have wiped out the dinosaurs. That collision sent mega tsunamis roaring across ancient oceans. Some estimates suggest waves more than a mile high surged outward, reshaping coastlines around the world. Even smaller impacts could cause catastrophic waves if they struck in the wrong place. While the chances of a massive asteroid impact in our lifetime are small, it's one of the few scenarios capable of producing a truly global mega tsunami. Glacial collapses. As climate change accelerates, scientists are increasingly worried about glacial collapses. When massive chunks of ice, sometimes the size of entire skyscrapers, break off from glaciers and plunge into the ocean, they create waves that can devastate nearby coastlines. While these waves are usually localized, they have the potential to reach extreme sizes if enough ice collapses at once. In Greenland and Antarctica, monitoring systems are in place to watch for such events, since they could threaten coastal communities or research stations. One example is from Greenland in 2017, when a massive iceberg broke free from a glacier and created large waves that rattled coastal villages. Though not a mega tsunami, it serves as a reminder of how unstable ice masses can contribute to extreme wave events. Chain reactions. When disasters collide. Chain reactions are sometimes responsible for the occurrence of mega tsunamis, which are extremely powerful tsunamis. An earthquake has the potential to be the cause of a landslide, and this danger still exists. As a consequence of landslides, volcanoes have the potential to become unstable. As a consequence of the collapse, a substantial amount of water is displaced, which ultimately leads to the occurrence of a mega tsunami. It is not uncommon for natural disasters to transpire in the absence of any other external factors. In situations where a number of diverse causes come together, the effects can be quite severe. Why mega tsunamis are so rare? Here's the good news. Mega tsunamis are extremely rare. The conditions needed to produce them, like sudden, massive collapses or asteroid impacts, don't happen often. By contrast, ordinary tsunamis from earthquakes occur more regularly, though still infrequently on a global scale. Mega tsunamis require just the right mix of instability, mass, and water displacement. That's why we only have a handful of confirmed events in recorded history, like Lituya Bay. But rare doesn't mean impossible. Geological records show us that they've happened before, and will happen again eventually. Ancient evidence of mega tsunamis. Scientists have uncovered clues of prehistoric mega tsunamis that make modern disasters look small by comparison. For example, in Hawaii, geologists found evidence of waves more than 1,600 feet high that swept boulders inland. These waves were likely caused by massive volcanic flank collapses thousands of years ago. Similarly, in the Mediterranean, sediment layers reveal ancient tsunamis triggered by landslides and eruptions. These findings remind us that mega tsunamis are part of Earth's natural cycle, even if they happen on timescales far longer than human lifespans. Could one happen today? Is it possible that we could be hit by a mega tsunami in the present era? The response is yes, but the probability of this happening in any given century is quite low. On the other hand, researchers continue to keep a close eye on the probable triggers. Cliffs and mountain slopes that are unstable in specific locations such as Alaska and Norway. Krakatoa and Cumbre Vieja are two examples of volcanoes. Both Greenland and Antarctica are covered by glacial ice sheets. In addition, there is the sky, which is where algorithms that monitor asteroids are working to identify potential dangers at an early stage. Having a plan is everything. Natural disasters are something that we are unable to avert, but monitoring and warning systems can help save lives by providing people with the opportunity to flee. The human factor. It is essential to keep in mind that the devastation caused by a mega tsunami is not solely determined by its magnitude, but also by the location at which it strikes. The waves that occur in remote fjords such as Lituya Bay may be terrible, yet they only affect a small number of people, but the same incident might potentially kill tens of thousands or even millions of people in close proximity to a highly populated shoreline. Coastal development, catastrophe preparation, and early warning systems are three things that are extremely important because of this.